Here at Wyopreps.com, we continue talking about this week's athletes of the week. Of course, cross country runners getting some love for their performances at the state championships last week, but also want to show some love to a great girls swimmer, just a freshman, and she helped Buffalo win a conference championship and set a conference and state record in the 3A breaststroke last week. Milan Monterostelli joins me now. Congrats on being our athlete of the week. I want you to take me back to last Friday, Saturday at the conference meet for the 3A North up there in Powell, or like they say, the Absaroka Conference Championships. I don't know where we get that from. I'm just kidding, folks. I've lived in Wyoming long enough. All right, for you, congratulations to set a conference record, let alone a state record as a freshman. What does that mean to you?
I think it's a really just great experience. I've always really wanted, like, that is one of my goals. That has always been since I was little. I think it is just insane how fast some of the swimmers have gone in the state, and to look at those records is just something just I always look up to, and it's always those goals I like to set for myself. And so ever since I was little, it's always just the one I've wanted to get. And I think to get it as a freshman is really insane as well. And I'm really excited to see where I can go in these next couple years.
I want to ask you about the race, but first, how'd you get into swimming? And was your brother being a swimmer an influence?
So I got into swimming because of my brothers, and we used to play basketball for like very little time. Then we got into swimming, and I always took like swimming lessons.
Mm-hmm.
But once both of my older brothers started doing swimming, I really thought it was how cool, and just they started getting really good at it, and I wanted just to learn all the strokes, and I thought it was really cool how many different things there were to learn, all the flip turns, the starts, the different technique, and they have been a really big part in supporting me and just getting me into it really, and all the older girls that have inspired me as well. I think it's really cool what they're capable of, and that's what really got me into it.
For you, what is it about the breaststroke? Because that's the event that you set the conference and state record in. What is it about that event that you love?
I think just in general, Caleb, my coach, he got me into it when I was little. He made me
Mhm.
do a lot of different technique stuff, and I
Mhm.
think it's because he didn't have a breaststroker on the team, but I'm not don't know about that for sure. But I really like the stroke. I think when I was little, it was the stroke I didn't have to. It wasn't supposed to be very fast, and I thought it was the easiest for me, so I could
Mhm.
breathe a lot. Um, but eventually, I started getting better at it, and the 50 breaststroke was really my race until I had to age up, and then I really got into the 100 after I learned how to pace it and do all the different turns and just the race in general. And I've always loved it. I think it's a race like breaststroke in like the IM. A lot of people aren't the best at it, and I think it's really nice to be different at it. So in the IM, I can excel in that part of the race.
Oh, yeah.
But I really like the part where it's just like all the different breaststrokers. I think we are kind of like different people almost. You just it's a lot of mindset, and like when you're going into sets, you have to do those pull-outs as well. And so that breath
Yeah.
control's a little different too. But I really
All
like
right.
the stroke. I think breathing is a big part of it, but also once you start going faster, then it's less time to breathe. So I wish I could have said that when I was little, but you know.
For take me back to the race. Talk a little bit about what do you think the key was? Did you know you broke it when you touched the wall?
Okay, so when I went into prelims, I was really just trying to break my previous like personal record I had. I broke our school record technically the winter of my 8th grade year. So I was just trying to get lower than that, and in prelims, I got like a second under my personal best record. So I went into finals, and I was talking to all the girls, and it was a bit basically like our race against our race. Like when I got up to that block, it's really in my mind, it's like you've put in the work, you've put in the time, you know, you've prepared for this, like you've got it, and faith comes into my play in my role as well. And so I'm like, God's gave you this gift for a reason,
Mhm.
and you just got to go through this race, and it's your race, and just focus on that lane, and it'll be like a minute, and let like hopefully close to a minute at the end of the season, but
Yeah.
a minute of pain, and that's it. So it was definitely like mental. My races are mostly mental. Practice is definitely physical, and by the end it's physical. But once your physical like limit starts pushing out, then you got to go to mental really. So
All
yeah.
right. Well, congrats on the record. You weren't done there. You kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, but you also won the 200 IM. I'm assuming you kind of excel on the breaststroke part of that race. But what was your key in the IM victory, you think, besides the breaststroke portion of it?
In the IM, I wasn't seated first in prelims. I was
Right.
seated second by actually a couple seconds, and I've never gone under a 220 except for finals or in prelims as well. And going into that IM, I was just thinking, I'm like, it was circle seating. So me and the other fastest girl, we weren't in the same race. And so I was seated, my two people that flanked me, they were seated like over 10 seconds under me. And
Oh,
so
wow.
um, I was like, okay, well, they're not going to keep up with me. So I have to do the best I can and push myself like someone is pushing me and try and get that gap as big as possible. And so I was going into that saying like my fly, I got to keep that long and breathe as much as possible so that lactic acid doesn't build up. And then that backstroke is probably not my best stroke. It's probably my worst stroke, but
Okay.
just keeping that long. And then the second half is definitely my fastest. And going into finals, me and my coach were talking about that as well. My second half is definitely faster because of my breaststroke, but then just trying to excel in that part of that 50 and then just bring it home with the freestyle. And in finals, it was actually really fun because me and the girl that came in second, we were really close to each other and we're actually pretty good friends. And so we've got to just talk to more each other this year,
Okay.
and so it's really fun to swim against someone you're friends with, and it's competition, but you're also really happy for them in the end. And so it was really fun to have someone push you, and
Okay.
I really thought I really like competition and just having someone there to push you at all times. So that race was actually really fun.
All right. Well, sounds cool. Hey, and then obviously, I mean, you were on a winning relay, another relay that took third. What was it like for you and the rest of your team to come out as conference champs this year?
I think at the beginning of the season, we were kind of putting some stats together and seeing what we could do.
Mhm.
And our goal was to beat the record of the school record.
Okay.
And in prelims, we got that record, and um we were really excited. We beat it by like 0.11 or something, and it was really just a good start to conference weekends, and we were all really excited.
Nice.
And after that, it's just like, oh, and then prelims night, we were testing out all the stats, and we were writing them all down and seeing how many people we had at finals, and we had very, very many people in finals this year, which was really cool to see. And we have almost everyone on our team qualified as well, which is really,
Nice.
really exciting to see. And to get everyone just so excited that weekend, even in finals in every single race, everyone was cheering for everyone. And we were all just so excited to see how much we've grown through this season. And just winning was a different experience because after during the 4x1, it was kind of starting to realize, and we were all kind of getting really excited, and then we won that 4x1 as well. And so we beat everyone by like 70 points or something,
Yeah.
and we were all really excited. All the other teams were really excited as well, which I love about our conference is we're all so supportive of each other.
Okay.
And it was really excited just because we ranked really high in the individual races as well. So to see those team relays place as high as well was really exciting to us. And just it was kind of a bonding moment throughout our whole team of just learning and all those hard sets we've gone through and to win conference, which we haven't for 5 years. So
Oh.
to have kind of some bragging rights over the boys so they don't get to push that on us. um, we can say we won too, which is nice. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. A little cherry on the top of
Oh,
everything. It sounds like a
absolutely.
great weekend for not only you but your team as well. So, but hey, congratulations on the conference, school, and state record in the breaststroke. I know you're busy, probably getting a little taper going. So you girls are probably trying not to bounce off the walls a little bit here. But
Yeah.
thanks for taking a few minutes to chat. I appreciate it. Congrats again on all your success at the conference meet, and we'll see you down here in Laramie at the end of next weekend.
Thank you so much.